Hello, everybody. Welcome back to more Political Excess. Today, let's talk about state Supreme Court elections. It's not usually a topic a lot of people think about, but there are a lot of elections for various state Supreme Court judges that are coming up this year, and they are every bit as important as the executive and legislative branch. So for this, let's start out on Ballotpedia. Ballotpedia always has comprehensive information presented neatly, and this is no exception. Now, this map here will show you which states have elections coming up this year for the state Supreme Court and how many of the justices are on the ballot. So as you can see, it is most of the states, and some states have quite a few races. And down below, it will show you when those general elections are, and the vast majority of those are on November 8th. But before we go any further, we should take a step back and switch over to Wikipedia, as this Wikipedia article goes more into detail about the history and the purview of state Supreme Courts. But the thing I want to highlight here is this map, which shows all the differences between the states in regard to state Supreme Court justices, as far as how they are appointed, how they are retained, how they're removed, the number of justices on the court, their term length, their retirement age, whether or not they run as nonpartisan. There's a whole ton of information here, and as you can see, a lot of states do it very differently. Down below is the table. Most of them have mandatory retirement ages. There's no way you can memorize all this. There's just too much information, but it's a great idea to get background on your own state Supreme Court, or how some potential upcoming issues in each state might fare once they reach the state's highest court. So if we take all of that information and jump back over to Ballotpedia, this is where all the juicy stuff is. Ballotpedia outlines 3 states with upcoming noteworthy state Supreme Court elections. First of all, in Michigan, the Democrats do have a 4-3 majority on their state Supreme Court, and there's a Republican and a Democrat up this year. And possibly the biggest one, I think, here is in North Carolina, where the Democrats there have a 4-3 majority, and 2 Democratic seats are up for retention this year. If Republicans pick up one of those seats, they will theoretically control the state Supreme Court, and they could get a more favorable map than the one that was struck down by the current court. And in Ohio, there's another 4-3 composition on that state Supreme Court. However, it is technically for Republicans, but the one Republican, Maureen O'Connor, she has repeatedly sided with the Democrats in striking down the congressional map that the Republicans have drawn up. Now, she is actually retiring this year, so that is another pivotal race that could control a lot in the state of Ohio. Now, down below here on Ballotpedia, there's much more information and stats about the win rate and retention rate of justices over the years. There's information about deadlines. Feel free to take a look at that. However, if you do want a quick summary of all the action in each state Supreme Court election, and you don't want to have to search individually for each news article, well, this site here has you covered. It goes into a little bit of detail, a paragraph or so, about each state, summarizing which justices are up for election or for retention. It goes over the stakes for each state. Some states have more to say than others, but this is a very, very helpful tool if you're curious about action in other states. Now, you might live in a state where your court is all the way on one side or the other, and it's not going to really matter that much. But over time, 1 or 2 seats can change, and maybe over the course of a decade, sometimes the courts do flip. And even though these are state courts where their jurisdiction is confined to only that state, sometimes these courts set various policies that determine if people want to move to a certain state or work there. And we know that these courts affect not as much as the U.S. Supreme Court, but almost every issue imaginable can be affected by the state Supreme Court. So I get it, it's not that sexy of a topic, but it is an under-the-radar, technically highly important topic, and I try to give you information where it's easy to just dive into and doesn't require a lot of research. So it will be fun to see what happens in these state Supreme Court races coming up, as well as in future years. So let me know what you think about this topic. Do you care at all about state Supreme Court elections? Or is this something you really don't want to think about? That's fine too. Let me know in the comments down below. And if you enjoy this content, please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.